Why is there a massive affordability crisis?
It's gone completely off the cliff.
We're going to be moving out of this apartment in about 2 weeks because they've substantially increased the rent.
They are going to raise my rent over $1,000.
There are just not enough houses or apartments in cities and states all across this country.
People are tired of watching the grocery price rise, tired of watching the rent price rise, tired of the bigger bill every month. Millions of Americans fighting against the cost of living crisis is becoming impossible to win. Let's watch this video.
$500 to nearly $1,600 a month.
Your rent effectively doubled.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Over, what, 7 years?
Yeah.
6 years, 7 years?
Yeah.
And your income presumably did not follow the same path over that period of time.
No, it did not go up at that rate at all.
In the Midwest, which is supposed to be the most affordable place in the country, the type of place that you can raise a family outside of the big cities and the surging prices, why is there a massive affordability crisis here when it comes to housing? Home prices in the Cleveland metro area have
sign of a slowing economy. 23,000 jobs lost last month, the opposite of what experts had predicted. Latest wage data was also disappointing, showing pay hikes aren't keeping up with inflation.
It's gone completely off the cliff, and nobody's doing anything about that. The average person can't afford to go to the grocery store anymore.
I definitely think the fuel is the biggest impact, but I also do think it's temporary.
War-induced high gas prices are averaging just over $4 a gallon nationwide. Inflation has crept up since...
To me, how my rent goes up when the lease renewal comes, and nothing about my living has changed. Nothing's been renovated, nothing's been updated. I'm not getting anything new. Also, my pay hasn't gone up, but you can jack my rent up hundreds of dollars. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I can explain it to you. Your rent keeps going up because of two big reasons. First, there are just not enough houses or apartments in cities and states all across this country. So landlords have a lot of leverage to jack up the rents on you. And second, we know that huge corporate landlords and private equity investors slap
lease renewal paper in my door, and who finna pay $2,000 for a one-bedroom? This is not New York. Who finna move over here? The president? Why did my rent go from $1,700 to $2,000? That's a $300 jump. Y'all were out of your mind. I was gonna be okay if they went up a little 50, a little twanky panky. Y'all gonna go on $300? Who finna pay $2,000 for a one-bedroom? It ain't like the toilet got its own dookie room. It ain't like the shower head is on top of the shower. Ain't got no rainforest shower head or nothing. It's carpet. Carpet in my room. Carpet. Who finna pay that for?
Renewal today I sent to my email, and the numbers that were presented to me made my jaw fall to the ground. And not many things make my jaw fall to the ground quite like this. I live in Channelside. I live in Tampa. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. So if I want to sign another 12-month long lease, which is the lease term I'm currently on, they are going to raise my rent over $1,000. Now, this is where I want to make sure everyone's sitting down for this number. If I want to go month to month, the rent.
You have a master's degree.
I do.
And other education.
I do.
And you're out on the streets.
I am.
That totally shatters most stereotypes. You know, people think people out here are here because of their own choice and they're uneducated, and here you are with a master's degree and you're sleeping outside.
Well, that's because excuse me, I really think it's because of, you know, the politics of our state.
And where these luxury apartment buildings get the audacity. We're going to be moving out of this apartment in about 2 weeks because they've substantially increased the rent on us since we've been living here. We're on our third year right now, and we didn't renew for the fourth year. The first year we were here, they charged us $2,100 a month. The fourth year that we did not renew for, they wanted to charge us $2,700 a month. Plus, there's new parking fees that are $125 per parking spot. And on top of that, utilities used to be included, and now they're no longer included. So it's crazy how much more they're charging us. Basically, it's getting close to $1,000 more.
A note from the office saying that my rent finna increase by $300 something. Like, bruh, that don't feel right, bruh. I thought when you get an increase in rent or whatever the fuck, I thought the shit supposed to be $50 to $100, but $300 something. And then them bitches had a nerve to attach the note with a motherfucking Christmas stocking with some fucking cookie dough. What the fuck, bitch? Like, I'm pissed. And I can't even fucking talk, bro. I honestly see why people go 50-50. I see why people stay in fucking relationships just because of the fucking prices or the rent.
So I just feel like with the price of everything right now, especially the rent prices, I was just looking at this post of a guy who was paying $900. No, I think he was paying like $800 or $900 for a 1 bedroom in 2019. And that same 1 bedroom apartment is now $1,700. And I just think that's ridiculous. And I'm trying to figure out what is the end goal here, especially with AI.
This note was taped to my door, and I'm kind of scared to open it because it says rent notice, which probably means my rent is about to increase. And not to sound dramatic, but the inside of this note is about to determine the fate of my future, because if they keep my rent the same, I would highly consider staying in West Palm Beach for another year. But if they raise it by over $100, I'm 100% moving to either Miami or New York. My current rent is $4,200 a month, so if they raise it to more than $4,300 a month, I'm 100% out of here. But let's see. Congratulations on your upcoming anniversary with us, and thank you for being a valued resident in our community. As a valued resident, we'd like to show our appreciation by offering you an early renewal discount. If I'm so valued, why the fuck would you raise my rent? My current rent's $41.90. If I renew...
Your rent was going up $200 for the next year, and we said, how about it goes up just $100 instead? And he said, sure. Which then it's like, was it going up $200, or that was just an idea you had? Because 100 is way less, and if it doesn't have to go up 200, it could go up 100. Then it could also not go up. It'd be the same distance to not going up.
Risk of sounding dumb, but how are people affording to live in New York City and renting, for that matter? And I'm saying this as somebody that lives in New York City and rents, but I feel like I got very lucky with my apartment. I pay $1,700 a month for my apartment. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom with a washer and dryer in my unit. And I feel like I got very lucky with that. And my lease is up this year. So I'm anticipating my rent's going to go up probably another $100. I hope it doesn't go up more than $100. And I typically do a 2-year lease. But then
Landlords out there, y'all have tenants that's been consistent with y'all for years and years renting y'all property. Y'all raise the rent because of the economy so y'all can be able to pay y'all taxes and mortgages. The tenant can no longer afford the rent, so they move out. You list the property and nobody can afford the rent that you're listing. So the property goes months and months and months without being occupied. And now you're losing double than what you could have been making, leaving that tenant at that price. With this economy, these landlords got to understand, like, they got to break even somehow. Because if nobody's going to...
Handcuffs. We have a housing crisis in this country. Every time the rent goes up $100, homelessness goes up 9%. Let me say it one more time. Every time the rent goes up $100, homelessness goes up 9%. Homelessness is a housing problem. And you have no solutions for us here. You're talking about, again, trying to hide a problem rather than fix a problem. It is both cheaper and less challenging for us as a nation to keep people housed than, yes, to help them when they're on the streets. We need to help people when they're on the streets, but we need to fund rental assistance, transitional housing, permanent supporter housing, shelters, all this suite of services.